I've got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter, and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It is team news reaction time. We know for certain what the Real Madrid team is. Holy you're kidding. You're kidding.
No.
I've been thinking about that all day. Wow. Okay, some big surprises in the Liverpool lineup. Wow. We were going to head over to Chris Pejak very shortly, who's just frantically putting the players in order. You can interact with us with the live comments, and obviously don't forget to get involved with Redmen Picks in the meantime as well. Yes. Wow. I'm shocked. Yeah, Chris, are you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think I've got extra subs, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest
Okay,
with you. So
here
if you want to
it
get
is.
the team news up, that will probably be helpful. I've got the starting 11 anyway. So it looks like Alisson's in nets. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, we've got Nat Phillips, we've got Ozan Kabak, Andy Robertson, Fabinho, James Milner starts, Thiago on the bench, Gini Wijnaldum, Mane, Salah, Firmino, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13, so is there no Kurt Jones on the bench? No Kurt Jones on the bench.
He's still injured.
So we've got Adrian, we've got Kostas Tsimikas, we've got Ben Davies, we've got Reece Williams. Is Nico Williams on there? No, he's not.
Okay.
Oh, I'm missing Clarkson, that's what it is. I think the others are all right. The big talking point, of course, though, is James Milner. So no Thiago in the centre of the park, which is a bit mad. There was rumours I saw just bubbling up right before the team comes out about whether Thiago's got some kind of a knock or an injury. I don't know at the moment. What we do know is James Milner starts with Gini Wijnaldum and Fabinho, and then it's Mane, Firmino and Salah, and Jota starts on the bench. So that's massive team news, isn't it? I think we knew where the back five was going to be. The midfield, I'm not bothered about James Milner playing, by the way. I'm just surprised that he is playing, because I just thought that Thiago would start. If it's an injury, that kind of makes sense. But we lacked leadership last time out against Real Madrid, so seeing James Milner in there is absolutely sound. And then the front three, yeah, I mean, this lad needs a rest, but there's no way that you're leaving this lad out against Real Madrid. So at least we've got something on the bench there with Jota maybe. But Paul, massive news.
Yeah, absolutely blown away by that. I've been having a good old think today about Liverpool's 11, and we've been talking about it because we did the podcast with the build-up show, and I did a video on my channel as well in the countdown to this, and I've been having a big old think about James Milner all afternoon, and that I totally talked myself into Milner for this game, because
Who for?
For Thiago.
Okay.
Because I felt that was exactly what we were lacking in midfield, of someone who gets it. And I think this notion we kind of sold ourselves on putting all four in. And I think if this was a game with the crowd and with maybe an even bigger score to chase, I think that makes sense to just throw everything at the kitchen sink at it, because if they score, who cares? You're out anyway. You've got nothing to lose. You've still got something to lose in this game. And I think the way we've picked it, and again, this is the chat we've had, Jürgen's left himself something in reserve. Is two teams that I think he's done. I think the conceit is he knew Real Madrid were going to play largely the same team as they have done last week and at the weekend. And he knows that allows him to do the same. And then I think it'll come down to if he can keep it tight. That team's more than capable of scoring a goal,
of course,
or two, or three. But if you can, worst case scenario, keep it tight. Don't throw the game away in the first 15, 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever, and make it a 90-minute football match. And then you've got Thiago Alcantara and Diogo Jota to bring on with however long you choose to. It's not an exciting team, but it's an exciting
proposition.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a little bit in shock, to be honest with you. Now, it depends, doesn't it? Because if Thiago, as the rumours were, that he's picked up some kind of a knock or an injury, and these are just complete rumours, if that's the case, that's wrong.
So, just tell people where you got that from.
YouTube comments.
People chatting on YouTube. Okay, so yeah, not founded in any way, shape, or form.
That's not necessarily. That's come from somewhere, probably, hasn't it? And it's probably come from Twitter. I haven't seen it, to be fair.
Where it will have come from, because this is how it
let
works.
me finish. If Thiago isn't on the field for those reasons, then he's not, as such, kept something back. Or if he can only play half an hour, maybe he has kept something back. The Jota's definitely right. He's kept him back there. He can make a thing. But this isn't like when we were talking on the build-up show. I can't remember who it was, but it was probably a fair split between we need to go and score a goal early and the game's 90 minutes long. Don't lose it. Yeah. This feels very much like what you're saying there. The game's 90 minutes long. Don't be out of the game before you've got into the game, type of thing. Yeah. And I just want a big performance from Liverpool tonight, and I think with James Milner in the middle, that will make sure that the level for everybody is there. And it should be anyway, but James Milner will not let you go below that.
This is a game where you need a calm head, experience, a bit of a general in that team. You need Jordan Henderson, and we don't have Jordan Henderson. The closest player we've got to Jordan Henderson is James Milner.
In leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of, and not just leadership, but in terms of how they conduct themselves on the pitch, not just wearing the captain's armband and being the captain, but in terms of he's not going to shirk anything. He's going to go. I mean, like Thiago, it can be a bit of a liability in games where you're asking him to be physical and stuff. Naby Keita, burned his bridges last week in a big way. So what are you left with, really? You're left with putting Oxlade-Chamberlain in, who's not really had a sniff in midfield this season at all, for a variety of reasons. Curtis Jones isn't fit. He's not even on the bench, so he was never going to be an option. James Milner, go again, but you're not going 90 minutes. I mean, I've had it in my head. Tottenham and West Ham, and he's in the starting 11 for both of those big games where you need a measure of control, and again you need to set the tone. I'm bang up for him throwing a tackle in on Toni Kroos or throwing something in on Modric.
Well, you're going to get that from James Milner, because he will not, and he'll set the tempo very early on in the game with that type of thing. Obviously, the Jota thing's interesting because it's not just the fact that he has been put to the bench, but it's also the fact that Mane's still in the side for me. Because there's a lad right now who, on performances over the last month and a half, doesn't actually deserve to be in that side. Now, is this that kick up the arse that he needs? Like the manager, I still believe in you. You put your arm around it. This is a big game. I know you're a big game player. Go out there, prove it. And hopefully we get something from Mane, knowing that he's got Jota there as well.
100%. Look, who's the best impact sub we got at the moment?
Jota.
Yeah, and that's it for me. It's who you've got available to you. You're starting 3 from 4 if you're starting 4-3-3. So you've got to choose who's coming off the bench. And again, if you start in that 11 and your goal is to be in the game, is to be battle into the game, and be as resolute as possible. And this makes it sound like we're going to play some sort of brand of turgid football. It's not. Again, that's two of all of those midfield 3 have won a European Cup for us. Like, lest we forget, 2 of them have been to 2 finals for us, as well. James Milner getting the assist record for the Champions League on the way the first time. But yeah, if you're looking to, I think it's a game of fatigue. Real Madrid have got a ton of injuries as well. They haven't got tons in reserve, to call upon if they need to, and I just like the idea of Diogo Jota and Thiago. A bit like the second half against Aston Villa. The subs didn't quite work for us, but if you want to up the ante, and that's where we can't create a cauldron-like pressure-filled atmosphere. Oh, see ya. We can't create a cauldron-like pressure-filled atmosphere for the full 90 minutes without a crowd at Anfield. So what do? All you can do is keep yourself in the game and compress. We're talking about 90-minute game. You earn the right to make it a 90-minute game by being compact for 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Make it a half an hour game, a 20-minute game, a 15-minute game, and then you go 4-2-3-1, and then you're bringing off Milner, and you're maybe bringing off. You're bringing off Kabak, and you're bringing on Thiago and Jota, and you're absolutely going for it. And you maybe bring Shaq on as well, and you go for it.
Absolutely, I agree with all that. I just nip to the board, because I don't know whether you can show everyone's side, but if you just look at the formation that I've now lined up there, and I've just dropped Bobby into that 10. And look, it can be 4-3-3 or it can be 4-1-2-1-2 to go old school champ managers type of thing. And I would just wonder whether, looking at those 3 midfielders that we've got, and this will be disproven in an hour and 5 minutes, but I just wonder whether having Bobby play more of that 10 than more of the false 9 just gives us somebody who can mark Cruz, because I'm not sure, looking at it right now, that Milner and Wijnaldum and Fabinho have got the legs to be able to be where Toni Kroos was.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting point, because there's two things. You just tell James Milner his job is to just upset Toni Kroos from a front foot, from one side. But you're right, Bobby Firmino's job is to get up behind him and pick his pockets and sneak up on him. And you're right. I ideally, I think the way that midfield, this is the classic Liverpool 4-3-3, and potentially, you know what I mean, where Milner and Wijnaldum cover side to side, and they're the guys who are covering in behind the fullbacks. We saw this against Barcelona. We basically played PSG. In fact, at Anfield, we played a 3 in a line in midfield, and the 2 wide of the midfield 3 basically played as fullbacks for us. So that's a real potential as well in that. And then you just let Bobby Firmino go full Bobby.
Because we had Jota was against him last time out, wasn't he, against Cruz, and he got nowhere near him. Midfielder got nowhere near him. That's why Firmino, for me, was always going to be in this side, because we missed Firmino in that first leg doing that to Toni Kroos. It's I'm getting really excited for this one now.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look, actually, so if you just bear with me a second. In fact, have you got the super chats there? If you just want to do them for a second, while I just find some information out.
I've definitely got one. We've had one from Bentley Varghese. Thank you so much, Bentley. $10. Wow. You don't win a game with a starting lineup. It's going to take all 90 or more to go through, and this lineup shows that Klopp is aware of that. Win, lose or draw, you'll never walk alone. Absolutely spot on there, mate.
Sounds. So what I wanted to just check, because the lineup I've got on SofaScore has got them as a back 4 again. It's just Federico Valverde coming in for the injured Lucas Vazquez at right back. And you were asking questions like, where does he play? And for me, he was a right mid. But he's definitely playing right back for them. But I just got this from Transfermarkt, that he's played 27 appearances this season for Real Madrid. 21 of them have come in central midfield. He's only played, in fact, he hasn't played right back for them at all this season, according to Transfermarkt. He's played right mid, right wing, but that shows, they have obviously they are threadbare in terms of their defensive options at the moment. So yeah, that maybe that's a factor as well with the Mane thing. There's a challenge for Sadio Mane there. Go and prove yourself. You should be miles better than these lads. Go and prove yourself. Big night for Sadio Mane. Big. We did have another super chat. What was the one you read?
Bentley something.
Sweet. So Michael K with the £10. Thank you so much, Michael. Says Ben Davies going to come on and score the winner then, lads. Up the mighty red. No, he's not. Andrew Morrison. I hope
he might come on and
I want this getting clipped up to shit.
He might come on as the fifth defender if we've got a lead.
To hold on.
The old Joel Matip, Corker role.
Yeah, it's going to be Williams, isn't it, if they do that. I'm sat there going, great to be here, though. Andrew Morrison with the $4.99, which I thank you. Andrew said Milner's experience to manage this tie could be crucial. As much as I want us to go for the jugular, staying in the game is equally crucial. I agree, and because the thing is, as we're saying this, our logic is of these ties and how you approach them is all based on normal football with atmospheres and crowds. I talked about the Auxerre game. Anfield was probably half full. It's mad. It's like watching a City game. Like the stands are half. You can see seats. It's mental. But like the noise when we get the first goal back from a penalty in the first couple of minutes is electric. You've not got that. So there's nothing to like psychologically get in Real Madrid's heads. A goal in the first 5 minutes is no odds to them. They shrug it off.
That's why last night I don't know whether you watched it, the Munich PSG game. Did you watch it?
I watched the highlights, but no, I didn't watch the
that's
game.
Why that worried me, to be honest, because I was thinking, I think I was saying this on the build-up show, is that like you get one and it gets in them, it makes them nervous. Didn't do that to PSG last night. I don't know whether that's them improving over the years in European ties and showing that bit more experience that they've got, actually believing that they could beat Bayern Munich, or whether it was because there was no fans there and they weren't getting nervous because of it and all that type of stuff, the noise. And because even when you're at home, you get nervous because your fans get nervous all of a sudden and stuff like that as well, don't you? So I just wonder whether that might play into it, and I really hope it doesn't, to be honest, in the same way it did last night.
I watched the last 10 minutes, and what I thought was telling about it, and at PSG, when you've got Mbappe and Neymar in particular, there was just a faith that they always felt they'd be able to go down the other end and score. I think both teams had that all game long.
Well,
Liverpool having that would be interesting.
The difference last night, for me anyway, is that if you had fans in the stadium when Neymar hits the bar and then Neymar hits the post, you'd almost feel like as a fan, oh, that's our chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was none of that.
Yeah.
It's just a mad thing. It's just so different. So different.
What it shows for me from that is that Liverpool's talent is at the other end of the pitch, and we've got to trust that. We're going to need luck. I think there's going to be a big moment in this game where maybe they have a goal chalked off, or they hit the post in a mad situation, or someone misses an open, because it happens. It's a big game of football. You go back and watch that Barca game. Everyone remembers us winning 4-0, but no one remembers Phil Coutinho like spooning ones inside the 6-yard box and Messi putting them wide and all the saves Alisson makes. We do, but we don't at the same time. Everyone thinks about corners and Origi and Wijnaldum and all that stuff. There'll be big moments in this match, and Liverpool are going to have to ride them out. And we're not going to just go. We're not going to waltz to a 3-0 win or a 2-0 win here. It's not going to happen. But the good thing is, you're right, is that they haven't got the fear factor, and Liverpool just need to trust in what they do. They need to trust in the system. They need to trust in the method and go for it. Ross Gunn with the 299 saying, what do you think of the midfield three? Look, the simple point is, Chris, it's not one to set the pulses racing, but I always think I fucking hate saying that, because James Milner's really good. I know he's 35. He's such an unfashionable footballer that it's mad how people forget with the amazing games and the amazing performances he's put in for in massive games of football down the years. Yeah,
our midfield shouldn't set the pulses racing. I think it's not there to do that. Yeah. Trent and Robbo should set the pulses racing. And this midfield will allow them to do that.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. So just take a step back, realise why those midfielders are in and what that could lead to with Trent and Robbo getting on the front foot. And then when Trent gets an assist and Liverpool score, think, what a good decision it was to put James Milner in the middle so that Trent could push forwards.
100%. That's true. It's that true, isn't it? Bradley Phillips, Milner will drive us to victory. Keep faith, lads. Yeah, I've seen a lot of heads falling off in the comments, and that's fine. I mean, again, I'm not. Again, I put it out. I'm excited. I put it on Twitter. I'm excited. And lots of people saying, "No, nervous." I'm like, no, you be nervous. I'm not nervous. What's there to be nervous about? We're supposed to get knocked out here. You don't come back from a 2-goal first leg deficit. I say when I say it never happens. Everyone goes, it happened Barcelona 12 times. We've done it twice. Barcelona 2019 and Auxerre in 1991. Like, so that's it. To say it never happens is as good as you get my point when you say that. So the pressure's off. I just want to see Liverpool put in a shift, and if Liverpool play as crap as they did in the first half, we're going to get snotted here, and we're going to look stupid. We're going to look absolutely stupid. Real Madrid are going to absolutely wipe the floor with us. I've said this all along. Here's where I fall on this. I don't think Liverpool at the moment. I don't think we'll go through, because I think it's probably a bit too much of an ask given all the things going on. But we're more than capable of winning the football match. And and the rest I'll decide. I feel a full time.
If Liverpool turn up, we can absolutely go through.
Yeah.
It's whether Liverpool turn up, and that's what it's been all season long for us at the moment, isn't it? It's that, can we get a consistent run of games where we turn up every single week? Because we haven't been.
Yeah.
And look, that doesn't mean we can't turn up, and it's going to be very, very difficult. But we've got lads on the pitch that can win this game 2-0. We can win any game 2-0.
100%. And again, if you've got any doubts about the individual talents of these footballers, I mean, I can't help you with that. There's no helping. If you're not happy with Gini Wijnaldum, like, you can't help. This is the team. This is as close to the team as we've got. It's our best team. The team that's won everything for us. It's the closest we can get to putting that out on the pitch tonight. And that's what Real Madrid have been doing. Real Madrid have got as many of the old lads. They've tried their best. They'd have loved Ramos in this, without a shadow of a doubt, just to have his experience. They've got those old heads. We've put our old heads, our experienced heads, in there and said, "Go on, see what you can do." And if that doesn't quite work, we've got fresh supplies coming from the bench. I think we've done pretty well. Yeah.
Just had a super chat in there from Tom, 199. If Philip scores a winner header, I'll lose it, right, Tom? Do me a favour, thank you for the super chat. If he scores a winning header, will you get his name tattooed on you? Somewhere.
Yeah.
Go on, Tom. Do it. Do it for us.
If Philip scores a winning header, will you windmill?
Me? At home, later, on my own. Absolute fucking lunacy.
Right, so last super chat. That Football 1997 says, I like your channel from an Arsenal fan. Oh, thanks very much. Obviously not doing much midweek. Sorry, mate.
It's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true.
He's not a Real Madrid fan. Fine, we don't want Arsenal fans supporting Liverpool. I'm too old. I'm old enough to remember the pip of the title. So yeah, wounds run deep. Right, just before we go, you'll have seen the advert at the top of the video. We're playing it out at the end as well. But we've got our new game, Redmen Picks. It is a fantastic game that you guys can play along with at home. I'll bring it up on the screen so you can see it right now. There's a £1,000 prize pool to be played for.
Sorry, Tony Wankanobi, who's got a great name anyway, has said he's going to get Big Nat on your Todger as the tattoo.
Big on your lower abdomen and an arrow pointing down, and then Nat right across the tip. Yes, there was a £1,000 prize pool up for grabs. All you've got to do is make your picks. I haven't even done mine yet, so I'm going to do mine in a moment. In fact, I'll do them right now. Will Liverpool score in the first half? Chris Pajak has said yes. I'm going to say no because we don't score in the first half. Don't get excited about it. I'm open to anti-jinx it. I saw people are putting bets on. I can never put a bet on an individual result for Liverpool. It's just never. The win is always enough for me. Will Liverpool score in the second half? Yes, absolutely. How many goals will Liverpool score? I think Liverpool are going to score 4+ goals.
Did I say 3?
You said 3.
Nice.
Very nice. 3-1. Go out. Yeah. Right, so heroic defeat. Heroic defeat. How many goals will Liverpool concede? Chris has put 1. I'm going to go with 1 as well. Will Liverpool beat Real Madrid? Yes. And there's a bunch of other questions as well that you can go through. Play along, Dennis. Just go to redmenpicks.com. It's as simple as that. You literally log in. You create a login with your email and you create a password as you do for every million things on the internet these days. So that should come second nature to you. You don't have to put any bank details in at all unless you win money, in which case I'm sure you'll be desperate to hand your bank details over to get that hot cash injected straight into your bank account. But yeah, obviously make sure you're 18 plus, make sure you are gamble aware. We always say this, look, it is a thing. People do have gambling problems. If you have a gambling problem, stay clear. It's just meant to be a bit of fun. If you can't have fun with it, then don't engage with it. That's absolutely fine. The terms and conditions, do check those as well. And yeah, get involved. It's completely free to play, and you get to play. There's a leaderboard as well with me and Chris. In fact, I wonder if we can see last week's one, which was, I'll be honest, was an absolute disaster. Let me just check if I can get that up.
Well,
I got 10 points in the last one.
I got more than that. I got 13, I think. But I think I was like 440th or something.
I finished 939. So in the last game week, Louis K came away with a big 500 quid for finishing top with 30 points. And then obviously like the little scouts at R. Simmons, Sheldon, Harry below. And look, I always say this, even the guys who finished lower down on 26 points all got a share of £6.25. You're like, oh, it's £6.25 when it's £1,000. Yeah, but it's for clicking a few buttons. It's your first post-lockdown pint sorted if you get that sorted. So yeah, get involved, redmenpicks.com. We'll be back with a commentary watch-along very shortly indeed, just over half an hour away. You'll be here throughout the match as well. So if you want to, drop a like, subscribe, click that notification bell to make sure you're here with us. We'll be all the way through. I've gone big on the biscuits because we have to double down. We have to do everything in our power to make sure that we get through. I hope to see you guys for that. It's always a good laugh, win, lose or draw.
We've had one more super chat as well from Ben Pop, $9.99 US. Thank you so much. He just wanted to send positive vibes from across the pond. Received and understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yes. See you guys back here very shortly indeed. Yeah, get involved with redmenpicks.com and we'll be back in about half an hour.
We've got a brand new game for you to play each week. Redmen Picks is completely free to enter and you could win either £1,000 or a share of £1,000. To win, all you have to do is answer a few questions on the upcoming Liverpool game, and whoever gets the most right will win a share of the prize pot or the full prize itself. That's it. It is that easy. You've got to be over 18. Terms and conditions apply, and you've got to gamble responsibly.